Ladies and gentlemen, there are moments in life when we stand before a door, wondering if it will ever open, if opportunity will ever come our way. We feel like we've tried everything, but the path remains closed. Today, I want to share with you a truth that has the power to unlock every door standing in your way. Faith is the invisible force that propels us forward when the path seems uncertain. It is a belief in something greater than what we see with our eyes, something beyond our current circumstances. Without faith, we would remain stagnant, trapped by the limitations of our own understanding. Faith is the foundation upon which all success is built because it helps us push past the doubts, the fears, and the barriers that keep us from stepping into the fullness of our potential. When we talk about faith, we're not just referring to a vague hope or wishful thinking. Faith is a deep-rooted belief that there is a purpose for your life, a destiny that is calling you forward even when you can't yet see the way. It is the trust that the challenges you face today are not final. They are simply stepping stones to greater things. It is the confidence that no matter how difficult the road may seem, the opportunities you seek are not far off. They are waiting for you to take the first step. There are countless stories of individuals who have experienced the power of faith in action. Consider the entrepreneurs who started with nothing but a vision and a belief in their own abilities. They were faced with rejection, failure, and uncertainty, yet they held firm to their faith that success was possible. They didn't let the absence of immediate results deter them. Instead, they believed in their capacity to create change and trusted that the doors would eventually open, even when the world around them seemed to say no. Their faith allowed them to see possibilities where others saw impossibilities. Faith is not about having all the answers or knowing exactly how everything will unfold. In fact, if you wait for everything to be perfect before you take action, you may never act at all. Faith is about believing that there is a greater plan at work, even when you don't have all the details. It's a willingness to step into the unknown, to take risks, and to trust that you will be guided along the way. Faith keeps you going when you can't yet see the fruits of your labor. It's the belief that your efforts are not in vain, that they are preparing you for something bigger than what you can imagine. One of the most important aspects of faith is the ability to trust yourself. So often, we look outside ourselves for validation or confirmation, waiting for someone or something to give us permission to move forward. But the true power of faith lies in knowing that you are already equipped with everything you need to succeed. The opportunities you seek are not dependent on external circumstances. They are dependent on your internal belief. When you believe in your own potential, when you trust that you have the strength and the ability to overcome, that's when the doors begin to open. Faith also requires patience. In a world that thrives on instant gratification, it can be difficult to trust in the timing of things. We live in a culture where success is often measured by quick results. But real, lasting success takes time. Faith is the ability to trust that your journey is unfolding exactly as it should, even when the progress seems slow. It's about understanding that every moment of struggle is part of the preparation for something greater. Every setback is an opportunity to grow stronger, to learn, and to build the resilience that will sustain you when the doors do finally open. As you move forward in your life, remember that faith is the key that unlocks the door to every opportunity. It is the first step in creating the future you desire. When you face obstacles or challenges, let your faith remind you that these are not roadblocks, they are simply detours leading you to something better. Keep your faith strong even in the face of adversity, and trust that the right doors will open at the right time. Keep believing even when the world seems to be telling you otherwise, and know that every opportunity you need is waiting for you to walk through the door with confidence and purpose. Words are far more than mere sounds or symbols that we use to communicate with each other. They carry an extraordinary power to shape our lives and the world around us. Every word we speak has the potential to create, to build, to inspire, or to destroy. The way we speak to ourselves and to others can either elevate us or hold us back. In many ways, our words are a reflection of our beliefs and our mindset, and they have the ability to unlock opportunities or close them off entirely. When we speak, we are not only conveying information, but also setting the tone for our thoughts and actions. Our words create an atmosphere, a reality that we and those around us begin to live within. The power of words is not just in what we say, but in how those words influence our emotions, our choices, and our outcomes. Consider how powerful it can be when someone speaks a kind word to you at just the right moment. It can lift your spirits, change your mindset, and encourage you to keep moving forward. On the other hand, harsh words can have a damaging effect, leaving scars that can last a lifetime. The impact of words is deep, and it reverberates through our lives in ways we may not even fully understand. One of the most profound areas where the power of words manifests is in the way we talk to ourselves. Too often we allow negative self-talk to dominate our inner dialogue, telling ourselves that we are not good enough, that we are incapable, or that we will never succeed. These words, spoken silently within our own minds, shape our self-image and influence the choices we make. If we repeatedly tell ourselves that we are not worthy of success, we will start to believe it. If we tell ourselves that we are not capable of achieving our dreams, we will begin to act in ways that confirm that belief. The words we speak to ourselves can either empower us or limit us, depending on the narrative we choose to create. On the flip side, when we begin to speak words of affirmation and encouragement to ourselves, we start to change our internal landscape. Words like "I am worthy," "I am capable," and "I am deserving of success" are not just empty phrases. They are declarations of belief in our potential. They send powerful signals to our subconscious mind, reinforcing our self-worth and confidence. The more we speak these positive words, the more they become ingrained in our thinking and behavior. Over time, we begin to see ourselves as powerful creators of our own reality, capable of making decisions and taking actions that lead us to our goals. The power of words is also evident in the way we speak to others. The words we use to communicate with those around us can either lift them up or bring them down. Consider the impact of a compliment, a word of encouragement, or an expression of gratitude. These words have the power to change someone's day, to brighten their perspective, and to inspire them to be better. Words of kindness, empathy, and understanding can create strong, positive connections with others, fostering relationships built on trust and respect. When we choose our words carefully, we have the ability to bring light into someone's life, to help them see their own potential, and to encourage them to pursue their dreams. However, words can also hurt. We all know the sting of a harsh word, an insult, or a criticism that cuts deep. Words have the power to wound, sometimes in ways that are difficult to heal. When we use words to belittle, criticize, or judge others, we create an environment of negativity and distrust. The impact of hurtful words can last long after they are spoken, leaving lasting scars on the hearts and minds of those who receive them. That's why it's so important to be mindful of the words we use, not just with ourselves, but with others as well. What we say, whether aloud or in silence, has the ability to shape our reality. The words we speak can attract opportunities, open doors, and create the life we envision for ourselves. Or they can limit us, reinforce our fears, and keep us stuck in a place of doubt and uncertainty. The key to harnessing the power of words is to become intentional about the words we choose to speak, both to ourselves and to others. By aligning our words with our beliefs, our goals, and our vision, we create a world where possibilities are endless and every door is waiting to be opened. Doubt and fear are two of the most powerful forces that hold us back in life. They often act as invisible barriers, keeping us from stepping into our full potential, from pursuing our dreams, and from living the life we were meant to live. These two emotions can be overwhelming, paralyzing even, and they have a way of convincing us that we are not good enough, not capable enough, or not worthy of the success we desire. But I want to tell you today that doubt and fear are not permanent obstacles. They are simply challenges to overcome, and with the right mindset and strategies, we can move past them. Doubt creeps into our minds in many forms. It might manifest as the question, what if I fail? Or what if I'm not able to do this? These questions create an internal conflict, planting seeds of uncertainty that grow with each passing day. When we doubt ourselves, we begin to question our abilities, our talents, and our worth. The more we focus on our doubts, the more we feed them, allowing them to control our actions and decisions. It becomes easy to fall into the trap of thinking that success is for someone else, that other people have the skills or the opportunities that we don't. But the truth is, everyone experiences doubt at some point. It's a natural part of the human experience. The key is not to eliminate doubt, but to recognize it for what it is and to keep moving forward despite it. Fear, on the other hand, often manifests as an emotional reaction to the unknown. It's the feeling of being paralyzed by the thought of failure, the fear of rejection, or the anxiety about what others might think. Fear can be so powerful that it stops us in our tracks, preventing us from taking the necessary steps to achieve our goals. It convinces us that the consequences of failure will be too great to bear, that the risk is simply not worth taking. But fear, just like doubt, is a product of the mind. It is often exaggerated and based on assumptions about what might happen rather than on reality. Fear often tells us stories about how things will turn out, but those stories are not always true. The fear of the unknown is far more terrifying than the reality of the situation itself. Overcoming doubt and fear requires a shift in perspective. Instead of allowing them to control us, we must take control of our thoughts and our actions. The first step is to recognize that doubt and fear are normal, but they do not define us. Everyone experiences them, but it's how we respond that makes the difference. We need to change our relationship with doubt and fear. Rather than seeing them as signs that we should stop, we can choose to view them as indicators that we are stepping out of our comfort zone, that we are moving in the right direction. When we feel fear or doubt creeping in, we can choose to see it as a signal that we are on the verge of something important, something that will push us to grow and evolve. One of the most effective ways to overcome doubt and fear is through action. Often we allow ourselves to become paralyzed by the uncertainty of a situation, but the only way to move forward is to take that first step. It doesn't matter how small the step is, it just matters that we take action. When we act, we break the hold that doubt and fear have over us. Taking action creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence. The more we move forward, the less power doubt and fear have over us. Each step, no matter how imperfect, is a step toward the life we want to create. Another powerful tool for overcoming doubt and fear is to reframe our thinking. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, we can shift our focus to what could go right. We can replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations and remind ourselves of our strengths, past successes, and the resources we have at our disposal. The more we focus on the possibilities, the less we will be consumed by the fear of failure. Reframing our thoughts allows us to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as insurmountable obstacles. Lastly, overcoming doubt and fear requires patience. It's important to remember that these feelings will not disappear overnight, and that's okay. It's a process, and each day is a chance to practice courage. Some days will feel easier than others, and some days the doubt and fear may return. But the key is to keep going, to continue taking steps even when it feels difficult. With each step, we build resilience and confidence, and over time, doubt and fear will lose their grip on us. Remember that doubt and fear do not have the power to define your future unless you let them. You are more than capable of overcoming them. The power lies within you to push past these limitations, to keep moving forward, and to step into the life you've always dreamed of. Persistence is a quality that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who give up along the way. It is the quiet strength that continues to push forward even when the road is tough, when obstacles seem insurmountable, and when everything inside of us wants to stop. Life is full of challenges, and success is never achieved without setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. But it is through persistence that we continue despite the difficulties and eventually achieve the goals we set out to accomplish. Persistence is not simply about enduring for the sake of enduring. It is about having the inner strength to keep moving toward your vision, even when results don't come as quickly as you'd hoped. When things don't go as planned, when the progress feels slow or non-existent, persistence is the quality that allows us to keep showing up, to keep putting in the effort, and to keep pushing through the hard moments. It's the ability to hold on to the belief that our efforts will pay off even if we don't see the immediate rewards. Those who are persistent understand that success is not always immediate. It is often a long road, filled with detours, failures, and moments when we want to quit. But they also understand that each setback is simply part of the journey, not the end of it. The strength of persistence lies in the ability to learn from failure, to pick ourselves up when we fall, and to keep going even when the path is unclear. It's about finding the courage to move forward, step by step, even when the finish line seems far out of reach. The process of persistence is about patience, too. It's easy to become frustrated when we don't see the results of our hard work immediately. We live in a world that rewards quick fixes and immediate results, but true success is built over time. Persistence requires the ability to stay committed to the long-term vision, even when we don't have the instant gratification that we might desire. It is this commitment to the process, rather than the immediate outcome, that makes persistence so powerful. The most successful people are not the ones who gave up when things were difficult. They are the ones who stayed in the game, who kept working, and who continued to put in the effort no matter how many times they faced challenges along the way. What makes persistence even more powerful is that it is a choice. Every day we have the option to persist or to give up. We have the choice to take the next step, no matter how hard it may seem. The people who achieve great things in life are not necessarily the ones with the most talent, the most resources, or the easiest paths. They are the ones who refused to give up. They were the ones who chose to rise each time they fell, who believed in their vision even when no one else did, and who stayed committed to their goals even when the world told them to quit. It is also important to remember that persistence is not just about brute force. It's not about continuing to push forward mindlessly, expecting different results. It's about being adaptable, being open to learning from mistakes, and adjusting our approach when necessary. Persistence involves a combination of determination and wisdom, knowing when to keep going and when to pivot. The most persistent people are also the most resilient, able to bounce back from failures and able to adjust their strategies when something isn't working. They don't let failure define them. They allow it to refine them. The strength of persistence is also reflected in the way it inspires others. When you persist, when you keep pushing through the challenges and setbacks, you become an example to those around you. Your resilience, your refusal to give up, becomes a source of inspiration for others who may be struggling with their own obstacles. By demonstrating that persistence pays off, you motivate others to keep going when they feel like quitting. The strength of persistence is contagious, and it has the power to ignite the same drive in others, creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond yourself. Every successful person has encountered moments when giving up seemed like the easier option. Every person who has achieved something remarkable has faced challenges, obstacles, and periods of frustration. But it is through persistence that they moved beyond these moments. They didn't let temporary setbacks become permanent failures. They understood that success is not an event, it is a journey. And that journey is often paved with perseverance, determination, and the strength to keep going when the odds seem stacked against you. In the end, persistence is the force that turns dreams into reality. It is the inner strength that keeps us moving toward our goals, even when the road is difficult. It is the quiet belief that we can overcome anything if we keep going, one step at a time. And it is this strength that over time will bring us closer to the success we seek. Persistence is the key that unlocks the door to our greatest achievements. Limiting beliefs are the invisible barriers that keep us from reaching our fullest potential. These beliefs are formed over time, often rooted in past experiences, societal conditioning, or negative messages we've received from others. They can hold us back in ways that are both subtle and profound, influencing how we see ourselves, our abilities, and what we believe we can achieve. Limiting beliefs can take many forms. I'm not smart enough. I don't have what it takes. I'm not worthy of success. Or it's too late for me to change. These beliefs create mental walls, making us feel as though we are trapped in a reality that is smaller than what we deserve. The challenge lies in recognizing that these beliefs are not facts. They are simply thoughts that we have accepted as truth. Once we begin to understand that they are not grounded in reality, we can start the process of releasing them and opening ourselves up to new possibilities. The first step in releasing limiting beliefs is recognizing that they exist in the first place. Often we operate from these beliefs without even realizing it. We may believe that we are not capable of achieving our goals, not because of any real evidence, but because we've internalized a negative narrative about ourselves. These beliefs often go unnoticed because they have become so deeply ingrained in our thinking. We have accepted them as truths about who we are. However, just because we've believed something for a long time doesn't make it true. The first step is to become aware of the beliefs that are limiting us and questioning whether they are really serving us or holding us back. Once we have identified our limiting beliefs, the next step is to challenge them. We must ask ourselves where these beliefs came from and whether they are based on facts or assumptions. Many of our limiting beliefs are formed early in life, shaped by our experiences or the opinions of others. They may have come from a teacher who told us we weren't good enough, a parent who doubted our abilities, or society's definition of success that doesn't align with who we truly are. But these external influences don't define our worth or our potential. We are not the sum of other people's opinions of us. It is essential to recognize that we have the power to change the narrative. If a belief is not serving us, we have the ability to release it and replace it with a belief that supports our growth and success. The next step is to reframe the belief. Reframing is the process of changing the way we look at a situation or a belief. For example, if we have the belief, I'm not good enough, we can reframe it to, I am constantly learning and growing, and I am worthy of success. Reframing helps us shift our perspective from one of limitation to one of possibility. It allows us to see ourselves not as victims of our circumstances, but as powerful creators of our own reality. Reframing doesn't mean ignoring the challenges we face, but rather viewing them as opportunities for growth. It means embracing the idea that we are capable of overcoming any obstacle and that our potential is limitless. In addition to reframing, we can release limiting beliefs by taking action. Often our beliefs hold us back because we're afraid to take the first step. We may fear failure, rejection, or criticism, but taking action is one of the most effective ways to dissolve limiting beliefs. When we take small, consistent actions toward our goals, we prove to ourselves that we are capable, that we can handle challenges, and that we have what it takes to succeed. Each action we take reinforces the new, empowering belief that we are capable of achieving our dreams. The more we push through our fears and doubts, the less power these limiting beliefs have over us. By proving ourselves through action, we dismantle the beliefs that once held us captive. It is also helpful to surround ourselves with positive influences that challenge our limiting beliefs. When we spend time with people who encourage us, who believe in our potential, and who push us to be better, we begin to internalize a new narrative. Positive relationships help us see ourselves in a new light. These people can provide us with the support, encouragement, and accountability we need to break free from limiting beliefs and take bold steps toward our goals. By surrounding ourselves with people who believe in us, we begin to believe in ourselves more fully. Releasing limiting beliefs is a process that takes time and consistent effort. It requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to let go of old patterns of thinking that no longer serve us. It involves challenging the status quo, questioning our assumptions, and rewriting the stories we've been telling ourselves. As we release these beliefs, we create space for new possibilities, for growth, and for the realization of our dreams. The more we practice releasing limiting beliefs, the more we step into the power of who we truly are and the life we are meant to live. There is a profound power in the words we speak, not only in how they affect the world around us, but also in how they shape our inner world. The words we use have the ability to affirm our beliefs, transform our mindset, and activate the energy we need to move forward in life. It is often said that words create worlds, and this is especially true when it comes to affirmations and positive declarations. Say this 3 times is a simple yet powerful practice that can have a transformative impact on our lives. By repeating affirmations 3 times, we tap into a deeper layer of belief and intention, sending a clear message to ourselves and the universe that we are ready for change and growth. The first step in creating a powerful call to action with the phrase, "Say this 3 times," is understanding the psychological and energetic impact of repetition. When we repeat a phrase multiple times, it creates a rhythm that resonates deeply within us. Repetition helps to bypass the resistance of our conscious mind and speaks directly to our subconscious, where our beliefs and habits are formed. The act of saying something 3 times adds emphasis and reinforces the idea, allowing it to sink deeper into our awareness and begin to influence our thoughts and actions. For example, when we say, "I am capable of achieving my dreams" 3 times, we are not simply saying words. We are affirming our worth, reinforcing our confidence, and aligning ourselves with the belief that success is within our reach. The repetition of these words serves to solidify the belief in our minds, gradually replacing doubt and uncertainty with trust in our abilities. As we say it 3 times, we activate a sense of conviction within ourselves, almost as if we are reminding our soul of the truth we sometimes forget. This repetition builds momentum and creates a ripple effect, leading us to take inspired action toward our goals. Say this 3 times is not just about the power of words. It is about harnessing the strength of intention. Words alone may not be enough to change our reality, but when we say them with purpose and intention, they become a catalyst for transformation. It's about consciously aligning our thoughts with our desires. Every time we repeat an affirmation, we are planting a seed in our minds. A seed that with consistent nurturing will eventually grow into a reality. The power of saying something 3 times is in the focus and intention behind it. It's a way of committing to the change we wish to see in our lives, reinforcing the idea that we are actively participating in our own growth. In addition to reinforcing belief, saying something 3 times can help us overcome the fear and doubt that often arise when we are stepping outside of our comfort zones. Fear often whispers in our ears, telling us that we are not capable, not good enough, or not deserving of success. These negative thoughts can paralyze us and prevent us from taking action. But by repeating empowering affirmations, we begin to counteract the negative narrative in our minds. Say this 3 times, becomes a method of retraining our brain, shifting our focus from fear to confidence, from doubt to trust. With each repetition, we are building a new internal dialogue, one that supports our vision and fuels our courage. The beauty of the phrase, "Say this 3 times," is its simplicity and versatility. It can be used for any affirmation, goal, or intention. Whether you are seeking greater self-confidence, financial success, better health, or deeper relationships, repeating a positive statement 3 times can help you align your energy with your desires. I am worthy of love and respect. I am a magnet for success. I am healthy and vibrant. The possibilities are endless. The key is to make sure the affirmation resonates with your truth and speaks to your deepest desires. As you say your affirmation 3 times, take a moment to truly feel the words. Don't just rush through them. Allow the meaning to sink in and activate within you. Let the words resonate with your body, your emotions, and your spirit. Visualize the outcome of your affirmation as if it has already come to fruition. The act of saying it 3 times is not just about repeating the words, it's about embodying the truth of those words and aligning yourself with the energy of the desired outcome. The more you practice this, the more natural it will become. Over time, the words you say 3 times will become deeply ingrained in your subconscious, and you will begin to notice shifts in your thoughts, behaviors, and actions. The power of repetition, combined with intention and belief, will unlock doors of opportunity, inspire you to take bold action, and move you closer to the life you've always dreamed of living. So as you move forward in your journey, remember the power of say this 3 times. It is a simple yet profound practice that can transform your mindset, your energy, and your life. Speak your affirmations with conviction, repeat them with purpose, and watch as the doors of opportunity begin to open before you. The world is waiting for you to step into your greatness, and the key to unlocking it lies in the words you speak. As you stand at the threshold of your potential, remember that the power to transform your life lies within you. Every word you speak, every affirmation you make is a step closer to the reality you desire. By saying, I am capable, I am worthy, and I am enough 3 times, you are not just repeating words, you are rewriting the story of your life. Embrace the power of your voice, trust in your ability to create, and never underestimate the impact of your words. Say it with conviction, believe it with all your heart, and watch as the doors to your dreams begin to open wide. Keep speaking your truth, keep taking action, and know that with persistence and faith, there is nothing you cannot achieve. The journey has already begun. Keep going, and the world will respond.